Live from the Lavaredo Ultra Trail. This is La Sportiva Radio.
Good morning. We are back here in Cortina, and we're jumping right into kind of the end game in the 120.
Wow, things have been happening, and obviously, you know, where we left everybody last night, the action was kicking off, and
exactly.
Of course we've got a lot to update the folks on about what's been going on.
Were you up all night long, refreshing and following along? Did you stop by Maurizio Torri's room, maybe do a quick interview, check in with him?
Maurizio was out on the track. He was out all night. We know Marcia was out all night. Nicola also supporting Sophie Grant. He was out all night. So there's going to be some tired folks today, and lots of coffee being drunk, I think.
I've seen also us as well, you know. So
of course, yeah. No, it's exciting, and you're right. My finger from the refresh button is it's getting tired. Yeah, but look, you know, shall we kick off the action and update the folks from where we are? I think let's give a bit of a recap, and a couple of notices out on the trail is in the women's race in particular. Courtney is absolutely flying, as we kind of predicted.
It's incredibly impressive. You almost don't even have to understand the sport just to see the distance between her and the second place person. To understand something special is going on with her in these last couple of years.
She's running around the top 20 overall. Probably the big news in the women's race is Martina Valmasoy has dropped. She had to stop after 2 hours, so unfortunately she wasn't able to continue. We think possibly feeling a little bit of fever, and even
we had heard exactly that she wasn't 100% perhaps with a fever earlier in the week, and how that can sap your energy. I think she probably got out there and kind of felt her body and realized today wasn't the day. Exactly.
So it's 1-2 for USA at the moment. So Courtney out in front, and then Alicia Clark in second place. And as we kind of predicted, that battle for the podium, the last two podium spots, is probably where it's at in the women's race. So hovering in third place, we have Marina Cunetto, and our Polish athlete Karolina
Verkalvik.
How did you get that?
Try Verkalvik.
Oh, Verkalvik. Yeah, okay. We might need to get her in here to
exactly to help us out on that one.
give her the lowdown on pronunciation. Yes, of course.
Excuse us, Carolina.
Yeah, and of course, in the men's race, it's proving to be as predicted. A very close battle. Ben Demon's out in front, so he's setting the pace, and he's been
leading the whole from the start.
He has, and he's been pushing through, but never able to make a really big gap. At the moment, he's 11 minutes in front of second place, but second and third place have just swapped just in the last...
It just happened in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. So second place coming through from Romania, Raul Butaki. He looks like he's really having a strong second half. And Andreas Reiter in third place.
He's been there all night long into the morning, like super strong from what we've been hearing from his support team out there as well. We've seen some videos, and it sounds like he's doing great. We'll see what happens here in the last couple hours.
Yeah, for sure. So I know Andreas. He likes to run. He likes to run from the front. He likes to push hard and try and be as consistent as possible. But it looks like Raul has saved a bit of energy and is really pushing on. So let's hope that Andreas can kind of hang in with him, and maybe both of them together can start to eat into the advantage of being out front.
Exactly. Let's see. Do we want to? Is it possible, guys? Can we go and take a look at some of the video that is out on the trail itself?
Yeah, let's have that video.
And a little bit of a recap of what's been going on over the night.
Ci aspetta il caffè.
Ore
5:20?
5:15.
Sì.
La moca è pronta.
La moca è pronta, anche questa volta.
Super top. Eccolo qua, il grande biscione. Partita la Lavaredo Ultra Trail 120K. Intanto anche fuochi d'artificio per questa partenza. Lavaredo Ultra Trail, siamo qui a Ospitale. Eccoli qui. I primi atleti. Le luci. Nella notte, eccoli qua. C'è anche lui, c'è anche Andreas, Ale! Ale, op, 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 op! Ale, op, 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 op! Ecco i primi. Attenzione. Primi passaggi qui a Passo Tre Croci. Siamo al 34esimo chilometro. Ben Diemen comanda. Eccolo qua. Americano Ben Diemen. Butacci secondo. Andreas Reiterer, podio. Siamo in terza posizione. Testa di La Sportiva. Eccolo qua. Ale Andreas, Ale. Ecco che sta uscendo adesso dalla base vita. Andreas Reiterer. Ale Andy. Dai Andy, via Ale. Ale, via. Op, op, op.
Eccola qua,
Cima banche, eccoci qua.
Eccoci.
Eccola qua, la mocca.
Ecco la mocca,
La mocca di Stramare.
di Super Top qui.
Super top.
Super Top Forever.
Dai Andy, Ali. 8 minuti from the lead and 3 minutes from the second place. We have 2 kilometers before Cima Banche. Dai Andy, dai. Duro, Ale.
Eccoci qua, Cima Banche. Siamo al 67esimo chilometro. Ben Diemen, USA. Ale. Ale Ben, dai. Via. Op. Dai Andy, grande. Allora, è entrato 3 minuti, Butacci,
Back in the game.
È uscito.
Back in the game.
Vai. Oh, è uscito velocissimo, Butacci. Vai Andreas, dai. Duro, cambia e vai, Ale. Ben Diemen. Rastua. Siamo al 77esimo chilometro. Oltre 3.000 metri di dislivello fatti per Ben Diemen. Eccolo qua, Butacci il rumeno. Seconda posizione per lui. Entrata Malga Rastua. Arriva il francese. Attenzione, eccolo qua. Chafrolin. Terza piazza per lui. Eccolo qui. Andreas Reiterer. 3 cavalli, Andreas Reiterer, lei via! Dai! Colgalina! Ben Diemen, comanda! Ale Ben Diemen, comanda! Ale Andy, dai! Ale Andy! Dai Andy, Ale! Dai Andy! Oh, mi diceva il Nicola che in discesa puoi guadagnare, Che era... Guardate un po' i tempi e riesci a guadagnare in discesa, Ok? Ale, dai Andy! Dai Andy, grande, via! Ale!
Oh, look at that! What a great timeline that we've got there, and seeing the time at the various points as
No, it was great. It was
as much
perfect.
was
I appreciated
was
it.
following them. Yeah. And this is one of the great things about this course. There are quite a lot of access points where you can actually get in, either support or cheer on the runners. So even though you're going into some pretty wild and beautiful places, you do cross over roads. You come to various points where you go over the passes and things.
You
and
might come across 3 or 4 horses
extra
along the
fans.
way.
It's all part of it, I really loved how Andreas he didn't even worry him at all. He was just
Just
running,
gonna keep on going
straight
straight. Like, the horses are going to need to move for me here.
Yeah, exactly. He wasn't giving way at all.
And nobody told me that there was going to be fireworks last night.
I didn't know that.
Like
either.
that was also a fantastic scene of them climbing up into the mountains, and then you have fireworks in the background. Like,
Absolutely,
Unbelievable.
Yeah, brilliant to see, and it's it's those special things that maybe you don't think about when you come here, but those little surprises that you have along the way, they give you a lift. It's great, great
Beautiful,
to see.
just beautiful here, picturesque.
Yeah, and you could hear Marcia giving the encouragement. He was giving some splits to Andreas, so Marcia is following Andreas for the whole race. We have Nicola, who's helping out Sophie Grant in the women's race, and she's hovering around the top 15 at the moment. Started quite conservatively, she did, because of an injury that she had coming into this. But yeah, looks like she's
running a super strong race.
Yeah, absolutely, and I hope we've got some. I think we've got some video from her.
I've
as
seen
well
some
coming
stuff
up.
like her coming in and out of some of the support areas, super calm, super polite.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
Hopefully we'll have those. Or we will.
Please,
I'm
can
sure.
I have some ice? Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah, that's great. But often the athletes coming into the aid station, they've been there before. They know how it works, and they just calmly say what they need, and it's more the supporters or the crew that are kind of stressing about, oh my God, I've got to do it fast.
Of course, you're super nervous, because it's a small part, but you feel like it's a really important part. You don't want to mess anything up, I'm sure the tension is going through their head as well. They got to calm down those butterflies.
Yeah, exactly. And to be honest, when you are doing a very big and important race, it is really important to have crew that have some experience with doing that. So, it's a fun part of these types of events, because being part of the crew is quite an adrenaline rush as well.
Oh, absolutely. I can imagine. I absolutely can imagine. You're part of the team.
Exactly. So the worst thing I had when I was crewing one of the runners was I was crewing 3 runners. So. But I wasn't allowed in the official aid station, but I completely missed one of the runners coming into the aid station. And I thought she had dropped, but no, she's been in and out, and she's happy and
she's
gone.
already on her way to the next one. Sorry.
Yeah, so yeah, even experienced crews can get it wrong.
Let's go out. Let's take a look then now at the women's side of the race.
Yeah, Courtney absolutely on form.
No, these are already filled with stuff. Okay.
Yeah, so we saw Courtney there in the first clip, going in and out of the aid station in her trademark short knee long shorts.
Also, you have to say there was also a little bit different type of roar from the supporters as she was coming out there. I mean, it's very definitive. It's pretty awesome to see.
Yeah, and she's around the top 20 overall at the moment. And she's actually 1 or 2 checkpoints in front of the second place woman. So, kind of as expected, we knew she's such a talented runner and so strong and so experienced as well now. And it looks like she's like super under control, just taking it, taking it as it is, and looks like she's having fun out there. And good to see Sophie Grant at the aid station come in there and changing the bottles. And she already organised exactly what she needs to pick up from the aid station, so the crew know to have it ready for her. And so the elite runners can have this special support, so they can have somebody at a dedicated table. They're only allowed to be on that table, giving the new bottles. She was changing out some ice. She wanted some ice in her bandana, and some new gels to get her on the way again.
How about if you're not an elite runner? What happens at the support station? Could you kind of describe that a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So depending on where you are in the field, it can be a bit of a fight, to be honest. So you see the elites coming through. Everything's quite organised and quite.
There's not
calm.
as many please and thank yous.
Well,
is that what you're trying to say?
I think the runners in the pack are still very nice and courteous, but
maybe a quick a quicker please.
Well, the problem is that it's the numbers coming in at the same time.
Sure.
So you can see as the elite runners are coming in, there's always a bit of a gap between the runners, and of course they have their own crew. But once you get to the middle of the field, when you could be having 100 runners coming in every 2 or 3 minutes, and of course they all want to get something, and it can be a little bit chaotic in there. But I know here in Laredo, the volunteers, and there's always some very experienced volunteers on the aid stations in control that have been there before, and they know how to organize it and to make sure that the runners get what they need as fast as they can. And especially through the night, there'll be hot food for the runners, because the runners will be out there until possibly until midnight tonight. That'll be when the close of the race is.
Okay.
So we're going to see the winners coming through here today at about 11:30. We would expect.
But then we'll continue to see runners coming through Cortina.
Another 12 hours.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's actually one of the best parts to me is just so much fun. The support and cheering that happens along Corso Italia. But we can actually keep on talking about this. Let's take a little bit of a pause, and we'll bring in from La Sportiva our very own Silvia Cortese, who took part yesterday in the 50K. She was sending us some videos as well. She can kind of tell us from her perspective what it's like going into some of the checkpoints and support stations as well.
Yeah, that'll be great to hear. Okay, look forward to it. Welcome back. Beautiful sunny Saturday morning here in Cortina. Runners out there.
Postcard weather out there.
Yeah. It is postcard weather. It's beautiful for us. It's going to get a bit warm later on, though, I think, Walter. So it will be tough out there.
And we have somebody with some experience running out in the warmth of Cortina sun. Silvia, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, guys. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Cortina. Good morning on the track.
Yeah. And what do you do at La Sportiva? What is your role?
My role is in the marketing team, specifically in the sports marketing. So it's all about athletes and sports events. So it's exciting.
But you're not just working in the office. You also are out on the trail taking part in some of these races and whatnot. would you like to relive some of the moments from yesterday in the 50K with us?
Yes.
Well, I just want to shout out Sylvia because she's had some top tens in some of the.
I wanted to make sure. I wanted to make sure that you listed her like athletic accomplishments.
Oh yeah,
No.
yeah. Was it in Chianti, top 10 in Chianti Trail in 20K? You've had some results there. So we love it how staff are participating in the races, and we also love it that it also helps us in the R&D. So we often have some of our staff members that are helping test our shoes. So we bring it over to sports marketing, and Sylvia and
Love
the team
it, live it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly,
fantastic.
but can we relive some of those moments from
It's almost
yesterday?
like home videos for La Sportiva.
Good morning, La Sportiva Radio. Here we are, almost 1 hour into the 50K and almost 500 of meter of elevation gain. The mood is good, the weather is good, the landscapes are good. I don't know if I'm for real taking to the shot the mountains, but I can assure they are really nice. Say hi for the La Sportiva Radio.
Hey, ciao.
Okay, let's go.
Allez. Is a video for La Sportiva Radio. You are in it. Let's go, let's go.
Let's go.
Okay, La Sportiva Radio. Here we are at the beginning of Val Travenances and still in the shade, which is good. And over there, bam, amazing.
Grande, grande! Stai bene?
Sì, dai, vieni, vieni.
Top! Avevo appena visto che arrivavi. Grande!
Ci vediamo dopo.
Dopo! Brava, brava!
Well, I think.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
I think Sylvia could get a job in the Cortina tourist board. What do you think? Promoting.
with the film that you were taking, like you're asking, like, am I getting it enough? You were definitely getting the nice background. Like they were good enough.
Yeah, we're expecting a lot more entries for next year for fans going, wow, let's be a part of this beautiful event.
Man. I mean, just beautiful, like spectacular.
Yeah, the sun was really helping with the landscapes and really amazing.
I did notice at one point when you were in Val Travenances that there was a very much a happiness in your voice when you're saying, like, we're still in the shade, though. Like, reflecting off the mountains, but at least we're still in the shade here.
And one thing you mentioned off air that when you were having a hard moment in the race, as everyone does in these long races, and especially in the ultra races, and some of the people coming past, what was that like?
Yeah, it was super nice actually because I needed to slow down a little bit because of my knee, but it was okay. And then a lot of the girls and a lot of the people that were just behind me that I didn't see for the first half of the race were going and passing me. But I was so excited for them because I was like, okay, this is the hard moment because we were at 30 kilometers into the race. And when you see people like starting to push, starting to be in the mood, especially for the girls, I was like, oh man, yes, let's go. And I was really like so proud of them, and it was really, really spectacular. I loved it.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's really nice to hear that. We sort of have the idea that everybody's in it together, like they're all a part of this big journey, and it's really nice to hear the support out there. Not just from the side of the trail, but from the runners,
from the athletes,
Yeah.
like pulling for each other.
Yeah, and also it's super nice because you have your name super huge on your bib, and people are actually calling you by name.
Using your name.
So it's so nice, and you're like, oh my god, and they were like, come on, Silvia, let's go, and I was like, thank you.
Yeah, at first you think, do I know
That's
these
great.
people?
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's, I'm
Definitely.
going around with my name tag, a giant name tag attached to me.
Brilliant, brilliant.
Can I ask you, for first, where are you from? Where did you grow up? And kind of how did you get into the world of outdoor trail running?
Mm-hmm. So I'm originally from Modena, which is close to Bologna, and now I live in the Val di Fiemme, and close to the headquarters of La Sportiva. And I got into the outdoor world actually since I was little, thanks to my parents. So being in the mountains, summer, winter, whatever. And then I found out trail running because I was running on fields on the asphalt of Modena. And then I need to thank Instagram for this time because just randomly scrolling, I saw Kilian. And I just saw him and I was like, oh my God, we can run on the trails. Because I was feeling that it was not totally okay running on the asphalt. And then when I found that, I was like, okay, that what it is that.
It's a light bulb moment
Yeah.
for you. We don't have to just run on this black asphalt, with the heat coming up and coming down.
Yeah,
from
exactly.
The sun.
Yeah, and you're right. And there's, I mean, the problem with running on road all the time is you're always using the same muscles, and it's so easy to pick up what we call overuse injuries. So the great thing about trail running with up and down, you're using different muscle groups when you go uphill compared to running downhill.
I'm sure, especially for stabilizer muscles and whatnot,
Yeah.
just those little different angles when your foot's coming down.
Yeah, exactly.
You're just constantly stressing and training those.
Exactly. Yeah, you are. You're
on
training.
a nice flat surface.
And your ankles also are used super differently. I actually don't have any ligaments put together anymore. And my physiotherapist is like, okay, your ankle is super flexible. And I'm like, perfect, that's perfect. I love it. That's what I want.
Yeah, you're saying, and you also had a recent, relatively recent knee operation as well. So that's still troubling you a little bit in the race, and obviously you had to slow down a little bit for that. But yeah, I do feel that with training and trail running, and exactly as Walter said, your stabilizing muscles are being trained at the same time. So so as long as you start with a progression, you don't do a 50K with no training. So you just slowly, start with a 3 or 4K run off-road, feel how the body is adapting to it, and then progress from there. And that's how the runners do it. And over 2 or 3 or even 4 years, they can build up to do 120K. So
Yeah.
Is that your plan? Are you working to build up to 120K?
No, actually no. When I saw Courtney for the first time doing such a thing, I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. That's amazing. That's my goal and everything. But I was super little, and I got into trail running since not that much. And so by that time, when I actually also found out about Courtney and the person she is, I did my first 30K race. It was a sky race, actually super hard in our Appennino. But it was a crazy moment because I was indecisive until the very beginning of the race, and I remember I was working in a ice cream shop, and I was in the changing room calling the organizer of the race, and I was like, "Can I still join, please?" And it was 10 p.m. at night. And then I just took my car. I drove for 2 hours with the night, and I got to the place where the race was starting. And yeah, so that was my inspiration for doing that, thanks of Courtney. But the 100, I don't know. I'm still, I want to be a little bit more in the mountains, maybe just get the energy back, the muscles, the strength, and let's see where it will take.
Yeah, for sure. And we've talked about the life balance as well. So combining, running, training with work as well. And it's definitely not easy putting it all together. But living and working in Val di Fiemme, does that help you with inspiration to get out the door and go run?
Yeah, definitely. And it's I think it's not really also then about inspiration. It's just okay, I'm here, everything is fine, and also coming from the city where I don't know, I was feeling also a little bit of pressure, okay, I need to go, I need to train, and everything is super far, the logistics is uncomfortable. And when I was not doing it, I was feeling like that I was missing out for something. And it was not good, but I think I was also a little bit like younger and not really like comprehending some things. But now that I'm there, like everything, it's more manageable. Even if when I'm not training specifically one day, I don't feel any pressure because I see the mountains around me, there are my people around me, and everything is super fine.
Wow, super. Hey, look, I think we've got another video we can jump onto, and we've got some more fans of Sylvia's out there on the course.
Hi. Hi La Sportiva Radio. I just finished my 50K. It was my first race since a long time, so I'm drunk of happiness. And I'm so happy that all my colleagues and friends are here.
Thank you. We have the winners that often come in here, and
my God.
they look like they're ready to go run another 50 kilometers
Nice.
or another 120. So I appreciate you humanizing that and showing us like what one actually feels like after a 50K. Like just go ahead and lie down on the ground, like, and start to recover.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's important. You know, it's fun. It's fun to see. You know, and still smiling as well at the end.
Well, you can tell. I mean, that, as you're saying, you're drunk on happiness. You're getting that runner's high. I'm guessing. Like, I could see last night when we saw you hanging out here in the La Sportiva village, like just that like elation, or I think as the song was called, the ecstasy of gold feeling. You know, it's just wonderful, beautiful to watch.
Yeah, and did you? And what was it like? Kind of. So you'd finished your 50K race, you had some time to recover, and then you came back and watched the start of the 120. And what was that like, having been a participant?
I don't know. Like I saw the starting already for this was my third time, and I don't know, watching all the people. I was like, okay, guys, this is real. It's happening. So I feel you. I did less than half what you're going to do. And so I feel like I was more in empathy with the runners. And last year's when I saw the starting, I think it was more the mood. And I was super excited because I always saw that moment through videos and everything. But this year I felt like more connected to the people. And yeah, it was a little bit maybe more close to the participants and not just more about the atmosphere.
Yeah, that's so nice to hear that. Really good comments, because, yeah, having done something hard yourself, you know what they're going to be going through over the next 12 plus hours, and we know some of the runners will be out there for 24 hours. Some of them, the last ones, will be coming through at midnight tonight. So. And the great thing about staying around here in Cortina at midnight tonight, there'll still be a bunch of people out there, coming out of the bars, and but there's people supporting along the finish straight here all through the day and all through the night.
Mm-mm.
Were you able to, like last night, did you come back? Were you eating a bunch? Did you go to Bar La Sportiva and refill on some calories that way? Like, or instead, like, how is your body reacting after you got back? I've seen, like, this morning, for example, you've been working on your legs, like, still stretching, like, but trying to keep on, like, kind of get the feeling back, I'm guessing.
Yeah, but actually, like yesterday, I was just wondering and dreaming of the bath we have in our hotel room, and so I was in there, I think, for 1 hour, and in the meanwhile, I was listening to Matcha and to you guys. So I had the La Sportiva Radio, my bath, and that was perfect. That was precious. But then I needed to go and help the guys for some stuff. So actually, I don't know, my body was super reactive, and I was like, okay, we need to do stuff. We need to help people. We need to figure out things from whatever. And so actually, I don't know if I'm still hyped now, because I'm not feeling very tired yet. So I'm just waiting. So my plan for today is also having something where to sit, which could be also the ground. and be like, okay, now I'm sitting.
when it hits you, it'll hit hard. Yeah. But of course, Sylvia's busy here, so she's working on the event as well. So
exactly, she's not just running; she's also working straight through as well. Double duty.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I really like what Sylvia said about the recovery. So, that's one of the best things you can do after a hard race. Sit in the bath. Get the legs as completely relaxed as possible, and you can also use kind of the hot cold kind of recovery as well.
I was actually just going to ask about that. Like, is the ice bath very much in vogue at the moment, as it is in other areas of athletics?
It is certainly. And we probably don't recommend that like directly after the run. So we'd probably say at least more than 2 hours since the finish. Maybe so if you finish in the middle of the day, then do it in the evening and get some ice on there to kind of it stimulates the blood flow and helps the recovery. So.
Wonderful. Sylvia, is running your only sport, or do you partake in climbing? What other outdoor mountain activities do you like to partake in?
So as we were talking also about the other days, there is, I feel like, a very hard division between aerobic sports in the mountains, so mountain running, and also ski mountaineering, bike. So I feel like more on this side because the other side is climbing and mountaineering, alpinism. So I feel like I'm more on the other side, so...
You can even hear the tone of voice changed when she was describing one side versus the other. You can decide which one she likes best.
But I feel like the climbing just didn't kick in yet, because I'm still trying, and actually I love it when I climb a bit in the cracks. So yeah, but mountain running and also ski mountaineering, they are the best. And also with the if with the mountain running, it was okay from the asphalt. I didn't feel it that much, but then when I found out the trails, then I was like, okay, now it's working. It was the same with the skiing, because I've been skiing on the slopes since when I was little. But then I had a period where I was like, oh, no, I don't know, there is something that it's not working. And then I found out ski alpinism, and I was like, this is the way it's nice and the way I love it. So.
Yeah. So sort of the freedom to move where you want. I think that's the neat thing about both sports in that respect. So, finding new trails and things is something even if you're living in a place for 10 years, you still go out and then maybe somebody shows you, hey, have you seen this trail? There's you continually discover new tracks and trails, and I know that's the same with skimo as well in the wintertime. So Val di Fiemme, north of Italy, it's a paradise for both
just
running and skiing.
Exactly.
Right. So we can maybe give a quick update about what's going on out there on the course. So I was looking at the profile there, and I saw that Courtney was going to be coming into Colgalina, I think, pretty soon, and the second place. The second place is not that far back from her. It looks like she's out of Val Travananzas, and. Let's have a look. So, Courtney's still out in front, obviously, and Alicia Clark, also USA, in second place. But I don't know if it's just me or I thought maybe there was a gap closing there. But
the problem was the gap is so large that it does look like that it has closed up a little bit. But again, she's definitely out there in front, running by herself with Alyssa and Marina and Nicole coming behind.
Yeah, and I think as Nicole comes through, looks like she's come into fourth place. I think she might have been.
In fact, there's been a change there with Carolina.
That's right. So as they go through the aid stations and they hit the timing chip, the time is updated and the live timing updates as well. So sometimes we see some runners jumping forward and some falling back. And I think we're going to get some updates as well out on Colgalina for the first woman coming through.
As they're coming through, we'll get them from our field reporters.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting to see. And I know Anton Krupicka has been out there since early this morning. He's been up over Chimabanke doing some supporting for the runners coming through and looking after some journalists for us as well, giving them some tips about ultra running and about the race in general, because, of course, Anton's a former winner here. So
absolutely.
2014.
He knows a thing or two about it.
He does indeed, and he's another one who loves exploring new trails and finding new places. The day after he arrived, he went out for. He described it as a 2-hour jog, but included a via ferrata at the same time. So.
Geez, that's fantastic. That's another activity that we haven't even really talked about. But these via ferratas that are these things that you can do in northern Italy. I'd never even heard about it before moving here. Just amazing trails and climbs that you go on. But it's even a whole other chapter. We can't even really get into it, describe it too much right now.
Yeah, but Anton's well known for loving combining running with scrambling with climbing. So he's really this kind of multi-discipline athlete, and he'll do that all in one run, which is really cool to see. So.
And don't forget, he's going to be here with us also in the final half hour from 5 to 5:30.
Yeah, he's going to be closing our showdown.
Wrapping it up with us, and he can kind of describe that to us as well. And not only are we going to have Anton, we're going to have Nicola Giovanelli is going to be here. He'll be able to recount for us how it was out there supporting Sophie and seeing the other runners out on the trail. We have Francesco Pupi that's going to be here for a nice half hour to kind of really go in depth.
No, he's going to be here for a whole hour.
Oh, he's going to be here for a whole hour.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Yeah, we're going to really dive in deep with the state of the sport and of course what he's been up to, and we talked to him yesterday when he was winning the 50-kilometer race. And he's got quite the program as well this year.
Kind of see what his plans for the future, what he's thinking as well. I know he's had some changes.
Well, he stepped up to the 100-kilometer distance as well. And of course, we're going to have Courtney in here as well. Courtney DeWalter, she's coming in, and it's going to be really cool to hear, kind of her story as well as what she's got planned as well. And she's always got some really cool, crazy projects.
No, I can't wait. I can't wait. And of course, the winners of the men's and women's races, hopefully we'll be able to get them to stop in.
We love that. And but next up, I think we've got Daniele Milano. He's going to join us, tell us about the history.
He's a sports journalist from here in Italy, and going to talk about kind of just the phenomenon of trail running, how it's exploded, and what he's seeing here in Italy and in Europe. I'm sure he'll have some really good stories for us.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's just take a short break, and we'll be back. We'll be back with you guys really soon.